Yo, hello, amazing people of YouTube. So I want to talk to you guys about what's happening in the LA area in regards to the parents protesting against the LGBTQ community. Now, if you watch news or you're on YouTube checking it out, it's pretty misconstrued, man. The news isn't really giving you what's happening. Essentially, you have these two groups of which are pushing two completely separate agendas. The LGBTQ community is pushing the agenda of wanting to be heard and wanting to be known and wanting to be taught in the classroom. It basically, it's like, okay, there's gay and lesbian couples who have kids. There's people who have transitioned, all kinds of, like, we exist. We're parents. We have kids in these schools. So just like the regular heterosexual parents, why don't you guys tell these kids that we exist and such things exist in the world? Now, the parents, on the other hand, are pushing a completely separate agenda. What the parents are pushing is, we don't want you guys to talk to our kids about anything related to sex or sexually related topics. So, don't talk to my kids about heterosexuality, homosexuality, transsexuality. Don't talk to my kids about incest. Don't talk to my kids about polygamy. Don't talk to my kids about bestiality, right? All of these are human realities. And the parents are saying, essentially, because you guys are having these weird conversations with the kids, asking them if they identify as boys or girls, what their pronouns are. Like, you're doing this to elementary school kids. You're doing this to junior high school kids. And the parents are saying, we are not okay with this. We are not signing off on this. And the parents are becoming very vocal because parents, and I'm on the parents' side. The parents are saying, you guys are grooming my kids. Essentially, that's what you guys are doing. You guys are grooming my kids. You guys are having these conversations about topics that essentially break down to sexual preference or sexuality. You're having these conversations with kids, which is pretty fucking, sounds like pedophilia to fucking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a heterosexual dude, right? Like, if I went to a little girl and said, hey, little girl, fucking, you know, you're a girl, you have a vagina, you know, do you know what a penis is like? No, man, that's pedophile talk. That's pedophile talk. I don't care what it is. It's like, dude, I went to Hollywood High School for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, right? We had gay and lesbian kids. We had all kinds of kids, man. No one was ever fucking ostracized. No one was ever bullied for having whatever sexual orientation and shit. But it wasn't really taught about, right? Like, even in junior high school, we had sex ed. Like 7th grade, we had sex ed, right? The parents had to sign a waiver saying that we're allowing my kid to go through this class. And there were parents that didn't sign off on it. Like, I don't want you guys teaching this to my kid. I don't feel my kid is ready for this topic. And the topic was pretty generic. It was like biology. It was like, these are the diseases that exist. Fucking crabs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was how to protect yourself. Just basic stuff. And yet a lot of parents didn't sign off on that, and I it's their right not to. It's their kids, right? Because it's like the parents are saying, like, essentially, look, I go to work every single day, my wife goes to work every single day, therefore we send our kid to school. We send our kid to school because we are not at home to teach this kid everything he needs to learn. That's why we're sending him to school. But sending them to school doesn't mean that we're okaying you guys to teach them anything at any age. It's a pretty simple concept, right? And if you have this many parents standing up and saying, we are not okay with this, that should be the end of the fucking discussion. But the fact that the LGBTQ community is standing up and saying, no, you know, you guys are homophobic, racist, Nazis, communists, fascists, you guys are transphobic, all kinds of phobics and phobias and isms and shit. When parents are just saying, look, man, this is my kid. Don't talk to my kid about that, right? It's like as one adult to another. Like, hey, can I talk to your kid about sexuality? No, you can't. That's the end of discussion. There is no why, there is no how, there is no other questions after that, right? Like, if I asked a parent that and they said no, that's the end of discussion. So why is it being pushed? Because they know it's indoctrination. They know they're indoctrinating kids. They know that you could put ideas into people's heads at a young age and open their mind up to certain things that they wouldn't otherwise have been thinking about, right? And the parents fully understand that too. The parents fully understand that, you know what? You opening up my kid to certain sexual ideas, it's like, take a 5-year-old kid and show him porno all day long. I'm sure that's gonna fucking scramble some screws. You know what I'm saying? These are kids, man. They're impressionable. And it's fucking sick, man. I see it it's like pedophilia, man. I have zero tolerance for fucking pedophiles, man. They're the scum of the fucking earth. All right, the human species on this planet doesn't have a very good fucking. We're pretty much shitty creatures on this planet, and for them to be the bottom of the fucking barrel is pretty fucking low. And I know people are like, hold on a second, why are you saying this is pedophilia and what's it have to do with LGBTQ? It's like, dude, even the parents are saying, like, this wasn't an issue last year. This wasn't an issue a year before. This wasn't even an issue when I went to high school. I'm a 90s kid, right? Like, this wasn't a fucking issue. This isn't about acceptance. This isn't about, there's various types of people, right? There's various human realities. No, man, you're gay, that's cool. You're lesbian, that's cool, man. But as a heterosexual male, it's like, dude, I come to pick up my kid from school. I pick up my kid and I go home. I don't need you guys to talk about how I'm in a man and woman relationship. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, if you're a gay couple, cool, man, you're a gay couple. No one gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Go pick up your kid from school like you always have. No one's ever stood in your way and said, hey, you know, you're a gay couple and whoop-de-whoop. No one's, it has nothing to do with the LGBTQ. It has to do with that fucking plus. That plus is for plus pedophile. Because what the hell comes after fucking queer? I have no fucking idea. And why wouldn't it be another letter? No, it's a symbol. It's a plus. It's a plus pedophiles. So prior to Q, it is what it is, man. Live and let live. Mind your own fucking business. Live your life, right? Don't push your life into my life, right? Just the same way you don't want me to push my life onto yours. But that plus is plus pedophilia, man. And you parents, man, you guys need to deal with this in the right way. And by the right way, I don't think it's these protests and stuff like that. I don't think that's necessarily the right way. You're just making a lot of fucking noise. You have to handle this with, like, lawyers. You have to handle this in court. You have to handle this with, hey, you know, talk to your kid. Hey, did your teacher ask you about this? Oh, they did? Fuck that. I'm coming to school tomorrow. I'm calling the cops, telling them I think this motherfucker's a pedophile, and I think they're trying to groom my fucking kid. And if enough parents call the police when they find out something is unacceptable, right? Because, bro, even these police officers, they have kids. They're itching for you guys to call the cops on some of these people so that they can investigate. That's their job, to investigate. So if 1,000 parents call the police, if 10 of the teachers end up being actual pedophiles or actually trying to groom kids, do you know what kind of fucking lawsuits it's going to be? It's going to be whole but millions of dollars paid out, all kinds of like laws changing. That's the way you change laws. That's the way you change things. You do it through the court systems. Otherwise, just you guys are just making a lot of noise, man. I see that they're like, I've watched the videos where people are getting violent and they're getting beat up, and this is LA. Of course that's gonna happen, especially when you're talking about kids, and especially if parents are feeling like, hold on a second, there's some type of fucking pedophilia going on over here, some type of grooming. Of course things are gonna get violent. You're talking about a group of people in society. Like, LA is not known to be the most fucking civil city on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Violence is commonplace here, man. Gangs are like in every fucking school. You know what I'm saying? But you don't hear the gangbanger teacher parents to be like, hey, you know, you should teach the kids that, hey, you know, there's parents that are gang members. And, you know, some of these kids have brothers and sisters that are gang members. You should talk to them about their lifestyle and their life choices. And, like, nah, dude, nah. You don't talk to kids about that shit, right? So all the parents are saying is, like, hold on a second, man. Like, there should be at least an age, right? Don't do this in elementary school. If you're going to do it, at least do it in high school, right? And even then, I want you to ask for my permission. You shouldn't be able to do this without my permission. It's that fucking simple, man. It's not complicated. And people try and like compare it to like religion and this. You can't compare it to religion because it's not sexually oriented, right? But even religion, church and state is separate. People had a problem with saying the Pledge of Allegiance because it had the word God in it. They're like, hey, well, there's, you know, atheist families and atheist kids and, you know, whoop-de-whoop. And, like, fucking A, it's the Pledge of Allegiance, for God's sake. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they can stop that, it's mind-boggling, man. It goes down to fucking pedophilia, man. Zero tolerance on pedophilia. Fuck that shit. Fuck them, bro. Like, straight up. Like, I personally feel like, hey, man, as far as pedophiles, I don't think they should exist. That's my honest opinion. That doesn't mean I'm gonna do something about it. But what I'm saying is, if it was on the ballot for me to vote, do you think pedophiles should be doing, like, life in prison? Or they should have a choice of life in prison or, you know, get hung or hanged or something, you know? Then, fuck yeah. Yeah, I don't want them in society. I don't want them in society, man. Like, we as adults, we gotta protect the young and the old. It's that simple, man. And it's weird, like, all these parents are gathering saying, we're not okay with this. And the school is still pushing it. But why is the LGBTQ community so gun-ho about, like, no, we want this in the schools. We want all this stuff being taught in the schools. Why are you guys so gun-ho about this, man? Like, when I was watching news, they said, hey, you know, some of the parents that are gathered up over here and protesting, they don't even have kids that go to this particular school. Yeah, but the LGBTQ community that's gathered up, they don't really have kids in that school either. 90% of them actually don't have kids in those in that particular school. And yet, they gathered in full force. I don't know, man. It's pretty cut and dry to me and to anybody else with fucking 2 brain cells. You know what I'm saying? Obviously something's going on. And obviously something is wrong. And obviously something is broken. I don't know. And I said how it needs to get fixed. It needs to get fixed through the court system. There's no other way to fix it. You guys just have to call the cops on every principal, every teacher, every counselor, every whatever the fuck. Whoever is talking to your kids in a certain way. That's what you guys need to be doing. And like I said, man, just the same way you don't want to you don't want to be teaching kids about bestiality and incest and polygamy and all these other fucking lifestyle choices. You know, there's cannibals on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, should we teach kids that people eat people too? These are human realities, man. These are human realities. No, we shouldn't be. No. Especially not in elementary and junior high. Anyways, man, solo, YOLO, BOLO. You guys have a nice day. Leave a comment, hit a like, leave a comment. You can disagree. I'll have a conversation with you. I have no problem I'll keep it civil and be polite, even if you disagree with me. So, solo, YOLO, BOLO. You guys have a nice day. Bye.